Let's bring in Steamboat Institute Blankley Fellow Amber Duke, along with attorney and RNC surrogate Mahek Cook. Thank you both for coming on. Amber, to you first. We have Mike Johnson. He was on Sean Hannity tonight, and he said this, and I thought it was interesting.
I was with the president at the White House for 3 hours today with Leader Thune and other leaders from the conference here. We are all united on this agenda, Shauna. We know we got to deliver on that America First agenda. We will. We've been working on it already.
I mean, it appears that Republicans are on the same page for the first time, Amber, in a long time.
It certainly seems that way. But of course, they have a very slim majority in the House. And one of the complicating factors of getting Trump's agenda through is he wants to put his principles, his policies, all in one large package. And because the Democrats are obviously opposed to a lot of these policies, Trump has sort of thrown them a bone by saying, well, we'll include the LA wildfire relief. But if Speaker Johnson wants to include conditions on that aid, they could then lose those same Democrat votes.
And a lot of people really do want to put some conditions on those. Meantime, Mahek, President Trump said this about Project Stargate. It's that $500 billion project to build massive AI data centers. He said the following.
This monumental undertaking is a resounding declaration of confidence in America's potential under a new president. This is, to me, a very big thing. $500 billion Stargate project, I think, is going to be something that's very special. It'll lead to something that could be the biggest of all.
I mean, it feels kind of like the space race again, Mahek.
Trace, you're absolutely right. And we are, again, competing with adversaries like China. When we're talking about AI, this is really the future of America and where our country should be. We don't need to fear this. We need to embrace it. And what's so brilliant about this is President Trump is highlighting the number one thing that Americans have asked for, and that is jobs, jobs, jobs. 100,000 jobs, Trace, something that the Biden administration continued to fabricate. Every single jobs report, President Trump has barely been in office, and we're talking about 100,000 jobs. This is incredible.
It's a big deal. Meantime, Politico writes the following here, Amber. For all the drama and bluster of Trump's first day, the path through both houses for a big, beautiful bill enacting the president's spending plan looks just as tricky as it did before. How tricky do you think?
Incredibly tricky. I mean, if they lose just a couple of Republicans in the House, that's game over. And for the first time in a long time, the Republicans actually have a little bit of an easier path in the Senate, which is a weird switch up for them. Speaker Johnson has an incredibly difficult needle to thread.
Yeah, it's going to be thin. The margins are very thin already. FoxNews.com writes the following, Mahek. Trump revoked security clearances of 51 Intel officials who signed discredited Hunter Biden laptop letter. It goes on, included on the list are former Director of National Intel James Clapper Jr., former directors of the Central Intelligence Agency Michael Hayden, John Brennan, former Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta, and former National Security Advisor John Bolton. It's a big list, and it's a big slapdown to the people on that list.
Well, Trace, we needed accountability, and we need it now. These individuals do not deserve a security clearance because they turned their back on American security and national security, and they were a shill of a human being and a cover for the President Biden's family, the administration, and this whole Russiagate hoax that we continue to see. So these people need to earn a national security clearance, and President Trump is going to continue to pull national security clearances because there are a lot of people that Biden allowed to skirt that system and abuse the American justice system and weaponize it against President Trump and Republicans and the conservative movement.
And on it goes. Mahek Cook, Amber Duke, thank you both.